Okay, perfect. So how often do you come here and why?
I'm here 3 days a week, give or take, to work. So
Me more or less same thing, about a half-time position here, so at least 2 days a week
Okay.
working.
Why is this a key public space in our city? What do you think? Like,
And versatile community space for students, and also just like the entire building in general though. The way it was built as a kind of a best practice model of like climate adaptation in architecture and all,
what are the unique features of this public space? As you said,
and how cool it is. But like we live in Arizona and Phoenix, so this building has a skin around it that is designed so where windows rarely get like full blown sunlight, but they get plenty of light. They get plenty of light. They're rarely like directly in the sunlight.
yeah,
so.
they have what they call eyelids. So it's basically to prevent the direct impact of the sun, but it's still, we have the natural light, which is nice. Even though we do have overhead lights, I like having the more natural feel, because I've been in offices before where it's just very yellow light.
I totally
And I would bring in my own lighting. So this is the first workspace I've had in 8 years that I didn't bring in my own lighting.
Oh, that's really nice. And what key activities and events occur throughout the year in this public space, if you know of any?
So they do occasionally have, when they have something for the grad students, they will use this space as kind of the meeting space to have it. So outside of us just doing our normal work.
Okay. And then if you could change two things to improve this public space, what would they be and why?
We talked about it earlier, as a workspace, it can be challenging to spend a lot of time in a public space, because if you're spending 8 hours somewhere, depending on your personality type, you need a little bit of privacy. So public space is not always the best for like working and just existing for several hours. I only work here a couple days a week, so I think I actually get it. It's okay, but if I'm 5 days a week here, it would be difficult actually on even just like my physical body and I think mental state, because it is open. So sometimes you need some privacy as just like humans and people to kind of.
Yeah, so like the ability to be able to create some privacy at times.
That's true.
I got to choose where I sat in the workspace. All 4 spaces were open. And so I chose a space where I was closer to the natural light, but I also didn't have the distraction of as people are using this, whether they're walking through or they're actually utilizing it. I didn't have the distraction of like seeing all this movement, going on the side of my eyes, or even if I was sitting facing a very common walkway, you just see people walking by and it's very hard to stay focused. So probably just, and even in my space, typically it's fine, but maybe sometimes having the ability to be able to set up almost like barriers so that you can focus.
Oh, okay.
Come here and why?
Well, I live right down the street, so I come to this area probably at least once a week. She's just visiting.
Yeah, I come here once a year or twice a year.
Okay, and like, what is the reason that you come here that frequently?
I go to Trader Joe's a lot, and I frequent the restaurants over here.
Okay, that's really nice. And why is this a key public space in our city?
I think it just has all the grocery stores around, because you don't have to drive here, you can just walk from the campus, so it's not bad. And a lot of students come here to do their shopping.
And what are the unique features of this public space?
This store.
She likes the store. I'd say the restaurants are a lot newer than the ones that they have in general around campus. They're like updating this market a lot.
And what key activities and events occur here throughout the year? Like, have you ever visited to some of the events, or
What kind of events?
like maybe in general here or at stores?
Oh, for football games, they have like little tailgates at like the Buffalo Wild Wings and stuff like this. And my roommate is an interior design major, so she comes here a lot to shop, and I know a lot of her friends do too.
Okay, and if you could change like 2 things to improve the public spaces, what would they be and why?
Less construction, more crosswalks.